And then, like you said, the off-court stuff has been bothering him. But this is great for him. I think it's great for our entire team, but especially for him. This will help his confidence, help him feel good about having some direct success on the court. So I'm proud of him, and we work out together all the time. So I'm glad to see everything's coming full circle for him.
Does he shoot like that when you're working out with him?
Yeah, he's a good shooter. That right hand, left hand free throw, right hand jump shot thing is unlike anything I've ever seen, but he works extremely hard, and you're seeing that pay off now.
Marcus, with 9 minutes to play, the team had 19 turnovers. The only turnover you had the rest of the game was at one with 10 seconds left. What changed?
I think we realized that it's hard to beat a good team when you keep giving them the ball back. 14 of those or 13 of those were in the first half, and 6 of those were in the first 5 minutes. So, we just kind of settled down, and really the biggest difference was getting the big guys the ball and the big guys working harder together to get the ball. In the first half, we could barely get Kennedy and Bryce the ball where they could work in the post. Second half, Kennedy got an offensive foul, but that was the type of effort we wanted them to try to get the ball. Bryce did a good job flashing to the high post, so it made the guards' passing angles a lot easier. So the big guys worked their butts off, and that's what helped.
Against the zone, was there coming to this game, was there a certain amount of threes you guys felt like you had to knock down to be successful and loosen up that zone a little bit?
Not really. We knew we had to make some shots. There's only so much you can do, and at the end of the day, you got to knock down some shots because that's what they give you. But our whole effort was to try to get the ball in the ACC area right below the free throw line. And when we had our most success offensively is when we were getting into that spot with either Kennedy or Bryce, and they would either finish at the basket or look weak side, and that's where we got a lot of our threes too.
You said you and Bryce put up some extra shots you and Nate put some extra shots last night. How often do you guys stick around and do that? Or did you do it because you knew you faced the zone tonight?
Me and Nate do it every day. Guys like me, Nate, and Justin, it depends on the day, but I'm trying to get shots up every day, and I try to bring some guys with me. Nate's been that guy these past year and a half or so. He's always in the gym where I am. And that's why he's been able to shoot a higher percentage than he did last year, and he's more confident in that shot. But we try to get extra shots up, and we knew that shooting the ball from the perimeter was going to be important against this tough Syracuse zone.
You guys have faced some criticism, basically, that you guys aren't as effective against the zone. Does tonight say otherwise?
Yeah, Ohio State played a zone, and we were able to carve their zone up, eventually once we got in a rhythm. If you take away the first half, we were able to do a great job against Syracuse's zone. So I think we see it so much in so many different variations that we're used to playing against it, and we can get in a little bit of a comfort zone against it. Obviously minus the first 20 minutes tonight, but everyone's zoned us at least for part of the game, almost the entire year. So we're getting better at attacking it.
Once Kennedy and Bryce got it going on the inside, how much more space did you and Nate have to shoot? They had to start sinking in on those guys.
Yeah, that was the entire changing factor in the entire for us offensively. Wow, that was a terrible sentence. That was the jeez. Usually I'm decent at this. Yeah, that was my first turnover of the night. That was the biggest factor for us that changed from the first half to the second half, was being able to get to the ball to the high post consistently, and with Bryce having enough space to operate so that we could get some shots because the guards had to turn around and collapse. That leaves us with open shots. Whereas in the first half, we were just passing the ball around the perimeter and the zone just shifts back and forth. We couldn't get anything going. So the biggest thing against their zone is getting penetration by the pass with the dribble. 90% of our penetration today came from the pass, and we were able to be effective in that way.
Remember about a month ago, people were asking you kind of what's wrong, and you just kept saying, I see it, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. No one's asking you about that anymore.
Yeah, thank God. It took me a while to get going, clearly. But, I talked to Coach Davis a bunch. I stayed confident, and he told me one thing that really resonated with me, that I was struggling shooting the ball earlier in the year, but he said, if you stick to your routine, getting shots up every day, stick to your work habits, and just do what you do, it'll eventually balance itself out. And now, I'm back to shooting above 40% in league play and stuff like that. So it feels good to finally be back in a rhythm.
A lot of guys had flare-ups offensively tonight, but you were kind of steady. It seemed like whenever that bucket was needed, you were kind of there. Do you feel those moments? Do you sense those moments in there where you know that's the position you need to do something?
Sometimes, it just depends on the flow of the game. A lot of times I won't shoot a quick shot or anything, but if I feel we need a basket and it comes to me and I have opportunity, I'll take that shot. If I sense a little lull in our offense or a shift in momentum, I'll try to be more aggressive because I'm out on the court for 35 minutes. So, a lot of the guys sub in and sub out and provide us, energy lifts, but I'm out there the whole time, so I kind of chip away steadily with my production.
Have you seen your stat line tonight?
Coach read it off. He read off a couple of them. So I mean, I'm pretty pleased with the 0 turnovers. When I get the box score, the first thing I look at is how many turnovers I had and how many minutes I played. But I looked at the rest of it today and was pretty happy, I guess.